We are now going to look at some music for the Easter Vigil. These are going to be the Psalms as well as the two antiphon texts that we will be singing at the Easter Vigil. So the first reading comes from the book of Genesis. It is the creation story, and the lectionary does allow for two options. We are using the second option, the earth is full of the goodness of the Lord. Now on your music, you will see that I marked that we're shooting for about quarter note is 100 beats per minute. I did record these practice videos in a different church, which is much more reverberant, almost 6 seconds of reverb compared to where we normally minister at. So you will notice that these are just ever so slightly slower than we would do it in a drier environment such as St. Anthony's, especially once there are more bodies in the church. So please don't let that confuse you. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the psalm. You'll hear the melody, and then you will hear the organ in tone, cantor in tone, and then we all join together the third time through with the choir and the assembly. In the interest of time, I only provided the accompaniment for just one verse so we can make sure we practice coming back in. Again, listen to the breath that the organist gives. Any good organist will give some sort of lead in, and if these were to be done on the piano, the same principle would apply. It would just be done differently because of the nature of the instrument and overtones or lack thereof of the piano. All right, let's go. So the Roman Missal only requires 3 readings at the Easter Vigil from the Old Testament, and that is what we are going to be doing this year. However, the Roman Missal does specify that the Exodus reading is never to be omitted. So we are going to now be looking at the responsorial psalm that would follow after the Exodus reading. So the next psalm we're going to look at follows after the 7th reading, which for us will be the 3rd Old Testament reading. This is the first option, which is to be used when there is baptism. Like a deer that longs for running streams, my soul longs for you, my God. So we want to convey that text in how we're singing and what we're singing. So Again, you're going to hear the melody in isolation, and then we'll look at this. We're not going to have in the practice track the full psalm because there are 4 verses, just a little sampling to make sure we're ready to go. Okay, so we're going to jump ahead in your Easter Vigil packet to page 16. We are going to look at the offertory antiphon. The right hand of the Lord has done valiantly. The right hand of the Lord has exalted me. Finally, we are now going to look at the communion antiphon on page 24. Again, I'm not going to go through and play each of the 5 verses, especially since there's 3 lines per verse, but I just want to get this refrain down real solid. So let's give it a whirl.